chaos, control, and the art of survival. History is rarely a straight line. It is a constant, violent negotiation between the desire for order and the need for freedom. In ancient Rome, this battle was fought through rigid control. The empire was so terrified of instability that it weaponized daily life. Wearing purple dye wasn't a fashion choice, it was a crime against hierarchy. Crying too loudly at a funeral wasn't grief, it was a political threat. Rome didn't regulate dinner parties and clothing because it was petty, but because it understood a dangerous truth. Unchecked emotion and private excess can burn down a republic. Yet while Rome tried to suppress intensity, Vincent van Gogh was consumed by it. Centuries later, the Dutch painter proved that order is not always the answer. He didn't paint the world as it looked, but as it felt, vibrating, heavy, and alive. His life was a tragedy of timing. He poured his sanity into canvases that the world would only understand after he was gone. Van Gogh showed us that true beauty is often the wreckage of a desperate mind trying to find its own kind of truth. That same desperation fueled the birth of jazz in New Orleans. Born from the scars of history and the melting pot of the American South, jazz was the sound of survival. It took the rigid structures of European music and broke them open with improvisation. It wasn't just entertainment, it was a conversation in real time. From Louis Armstrong to the bebop era, jazz proved that you could break the rules and still create a masterpiece, provided you had the discipline to listen. But freedom creates friction. The Whiskey Rebellion in 1794 showed that a young America had to learn the hard way that liberty isn't lawlessness. When farmers revolted against federal taxes, President Washington rode out to meet them, the only time a sitting president has led troops in the field. It was the defining moment when the U.S. decided that for democracy to survive, the government had to be stronger than the mob. From Roman laws to American rebellions, and from Van Gogh's brushstrokes to a trumpet blast, the lesson remains. Civilization is just a fragile agreement to keep the darkness at bay.